here, welcoming you to another installment of Madden Ultimate Team. There's been a lot of talk leading up to this matchup, and it's finally here. But can it live up to all the hype?
And we are underway in Allegiant Stadium. Fields it right around the goal line. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by the former NFL MVP, already a two-time Pro Bowler in his fifth season out of Louisville, Lamar Jackson.
And he remains the league's premier rushing threat and one of the biggest playmakers among quarterbacks. His goal each and every season, continue to expand his game as a passer and become well-rounded. All those highlight reel plays you see, they come off the fact that he can run it, throw it, and scares defenses every time he takes a snap.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Well, you know, paramount for this defense is trying to keep Lamar Jackson somewhat contained when he tries to run. They did a pretty good job of it there.
And you know it's so difficult for every defense that has to prepare for Lamar Jackson? You have to think and play at the same time. And I know that sounds like something you're supposed to do, but when you have to think about your assignments against him, it often slows down your feet. You don't move as fast. You got to be prepared for this guy every step of the way and then try and match his athleticism.
Up the middle to Davis. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll run it again here with Davis. They'll get only a couple down to the 44. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Jackson now. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. Pretty solid opening drive here, Charles. They worked in the run game, the pass game, just steadily getting yards, and now they've got it inside the red zone here with an opportunity.
And the only thing they don't have so far is points. But the way that they're moving the ball now, that shouldn't take much longer. And they've established a great balance so far. Running, passing, doing what they want on offense.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle.
And trying to get it to Samuel, but it's intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner to the pick. And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. Not something you see very often from a quarterback of his caliber, an opening drive interception.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that even he's surprised at how that one played out. But we know this guy is not going to stop him from continuing to fire as this game goes along. Probably give a little nod of respect across the field for that one and let him know he'll be back the very next series.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. Throwing is Jackson. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, first the ball 3, and it's 2nd down. To throw on 2nd and 10, Jackson. And he comes back with one complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Nick Foles, 69 yards. And the Raiders use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. The Charles, here in their opening series, they said they had certain plays scripted for certain players. That looked like a well-designed play to get one of their top targets involved.
Yeah, let's face it, Brandon. A player of his talent is a problem for any opponent to defend, and we saw it right there. They tried to deny an open lane to him. He still outplayed the coverage and scored the early touchdown. Good luck trying to figure out how to defend him as this game moves on.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. Second. It's London with the football as they've got it 2nd and 7. Now it's Jackson. Now, quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead is knocked harmlessly to the turf.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Here's Jackson to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th. Jamie Gillen now on to punt. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. It's taken to the 26. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. They've got the 7-0 lead. Now they've got the football back after their defense got the stop, CD. And you get the football comes out. Jacobs lost it. But I think the Raiders are going to be able to hold on to it. Yes. A call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. They don't care if it was luck or skill. They're the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground. Whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. They swing that out wide to Jacobs. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Jackson. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson. He's got this to Pickens. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 22 yards there, a 1st down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Finding Pickens for another catch. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jackson, and it's caught. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Jackson. to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
They'll run it with Jacobs. And he's not going to push his way forward. He's going to be stopped at the 2-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. They'll try to punch it in with Fournette. And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. Leonard Fournette punching it in from a yard away. And the Raiders will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point up and good by Suckup. And that'll make the score 14-0. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And the man who finished it off with a run into the end zone, Leonard Fournette. This one fielded at the 5. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. This offense back to work now late in this first half. But not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores. They'll throw on first down with Jackson. And his throw is incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those 2 elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
The throw once more on 2nd and 10. Jackson got a man. It's Randy Moss complete. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25.
Some guys just simply have it. And Randy Moss is one of those guys. His big playability, once again on display right there.
That's what he's known for. He averaged 15.6 yards per reception during his playing days. Highest career yards per catch average for any player with 900 or more receptions. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From midfield now, here's Jackson. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
That is definitely what we call our defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Jackson throwing the out route incomplete. It's Moss. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 20-yard line. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Open man is Samuel, complete. Touchdown! Deebo Samuel in the final seconds of the first half. And the Black Knights are on the board here in the final seconds of the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, a full half to be played. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, they'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And with only 9 seconds remaining and not much time, we'll see how they play this. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway. And we will not see a return to start the half, as this will be a touchback. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. This offense set to begin the third quarter, and Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one, so now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game, and down the stretch, being able to be balanced, either throw it or run it, and try and win this ball game.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete. Las Vegas sending out their punter now, as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. And this will be taken at the 13. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And they will take over first and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
And a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work.
And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown! A great effort there. 76 yards. And the Black Knights are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. They've done a good job of holding him down in the first half, but he explodes for a big one right there.
Yeah, I've got an image in my head of him being surrounded by a bunch of people, really, with ropes and other things trying to keep him locked in. But eventually they got tired, too. And just as you noted, he broke out.
And it's a guy that usually you can only keep down for so long. Back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Hill going to think better of bringing this one out, and the drive will start at the 25. Las Vegas' offense back out there, ready to go. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession, and that was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now it's Jackson. Finds his tight end Ingram. So it's a gain of 12 there on the reception. And that's going to make it third down and less than a yard.
The coach is always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. This is taken at the 15. So a solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. London about set to take over on offense. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
98 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Now Jackson. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Moss. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 11 yards there, first down. Back to throw. Jackson. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 23 yards on the tuck and run.
Give him a little extra credit there. His head was cool as the play broke down. Didn't force a throw, and in the end, got to show off his athleticism with a nice gain to bring up a new set of downs.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. So 2nd and 4 from the 22. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the fourth quarter of play. Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and can be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. Looking to throw. Jackson steps away to his left. Completes it to Samuel. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Chandler Jones, one of the best athletes to ever come out of Rochester, New York, in for the sack. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
The partner guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
11 yards, but still not enough. 4th down.
All right, field goal get you the lead here. I mean, but I might want to just go ahead and go for something big.
Oh, come on, you got to kick it.
I mean, you got to be glad I'm not the head coach here, right? The whole team would want to revolt at this point.
Tucker's kick is good, and they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. So he waited on the sideline for his first chance in the ball game, and it didn't come until the 4th quarter, but he connects there. A big one to give him the lead.
Boy, you talk about coming in cold. I don't care how many times you kick it into a net. You're not really ready when you go out there and all that beef is coming at you trying to block the kick. Big spot, and he delivers.
And Hill will opt for the touchback. So Lamar Jackson in the offense. Down by 2. 2:05 to go. They'll have one play here just north of the 2-minute warning. Jackson on 1st down. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. He was waving as hard as wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of the story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass that you blew coverage on, what'd you say to him?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? Real thrilled with that answer.
That's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Throwing, Jackson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, Let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
Now they go for it on fourth, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. Inside give to Davis. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Again, it's Davis. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Jackson to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Over the dime look on defense. Two extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on second and goal. Now here's a look for... That one's going to wind up incomplete. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, third and goal. Now Jackson. Touchdown! Randy Moss from 10 yards out. And the Black Knights will add to their fourth quarter lead.
And no matter how it comes about, when you get good field position, you have to make the defense pay. Short fields usually make for good offense.
All right, now a big two-point conversion attempt still to come. Here's Jackson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So unable to throw it in for two from the two. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a two-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
Jackson. Connecting with Hill. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Jackson to throw. Into the hands of Ingram. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Jackson trying to hustle his unit up quickly to the line of scrimmage. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down. Here's Jackson. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Oh, that's going to be a costly one. It's intercepted. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Well, this game has not been short on intrigue. That's the backbreaker right there, and it's going to put any hope of victory to bed.
Yeah, they knew they needed the touchdown, and when you have that little time remaining, they know they've got no choice except to go for broke, and that they did. But the interception, that means defeat.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Now the Raiders going to burn their third and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. Throwing now is Jackson. Throw left side, complete to Moss. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. It's a gain of 15, and that ought to just about put an end to this one. Well, that second half, Charles, a little bit different from the first. Not only did we have the lead change after intermission, but they were able to pitch the shutout in the second half and get an impressive victory.
And what's the old expression? That's not quite how I saw it playing out in my head. You know they didn't expect this at all. As you mentioned, went into the half.